Facebook, YouTube. I don't make many of these, but I have a subject that has really been bothering me lately, and I think it's very important to remember that not to take people for granted. There's really no particular reason that I'm posting this, but it has been on my mind because, I thought about it, and I can't remember how many times I've took people for granted, thinking that they would always be there and they'd always be around. But unfortunately, for many of us, we know that's not the case. I guess the point of the video is to let you know that if there's somebody out there that you really care about, whether it be family, friends, and the definition of family, in my opinion, is not necessarily blood, but family is those who care about you and you care about them, regardless of blood or otherwise. But if there's someone out there that you feel like you've taken for granted, stop and take a few minutes, call that person or talk to that person and let them know how much they mean to you, because you don't know, at any time you or them could be gone, and death has no respecter of persons. It comes at any age and for any reason. It can be expected or unexpected, and most of the time, no matter what the case is, it always seems like it's too soon. And I think part of that is because we hold regret for the way either we treated that person or the things we haven't said to that person. Or I hear a lot of people say, well, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. But I don't really think that would make much of a difference, because if they're gone, they're gone. And once they're gone, there's really nothing you can do about it except keep them alive in your heart and in your mind. But I've really been thinking a lot lately that we should all take a break, get off of all these electronic devices, quit sending all these impersonal messages over Facebook and email and whatever other means that you use, and sit down and either go see that person or call that person on the phone and talk to them, not texting or whatever. Call them so you can hear their voice. It's much more personal. Better yet, go see that person, because we lose a lot with all of the technologies that we've come up with, especially in the last 15 or 20 years. Myself, I have seen how impersonal the world has gotten. They're starting to rely on technology to add to their social life, and in some ways it helps. The new technologies have been able to unite people that haven't seen each other in years, and I think that's great, but still it loses the personal touch, and there's nothing like telling someone better that I love you or I care about you than to actually give them part of your time. And just because there's no greater investment in this life than we can give than our time. Our attention. We need to stop thinking about ourselves for a change, and start thinking about one another, and start caring about one another. The world has gotten so evil. And I'm not just talking about strangers. I'm talking about family to family. I mean, you hear about mothers killing their children, and brothers and sisters killing each other and hurting each other, and families just, they're more enemies within a family than it is on the outside. It shouldn't be that way. We find reasons, not necessarily intentionally, but sometimes we find reasons to complain. Instead of being grateful for what is, we stop being thankful that you have right now. And there's no greater moment in time than right now. What you do right now. I want to send out a challenge to all of you that actually take time to listen to this. Call one member of your family, not necessarily blood, but someone that you haven't talked to in a while, or someone that you really care about, and if you really think about it, you miss them being in your life. Well, call that person, or if you can't call them or go see them, sit down and handwrite them a letter, and let them know how you feel, because the world has gotten too impersonal, and we need to get back into the personal and start loving each other face to face, and just letting each other know that we love them. And like always, remember that God loves you, and we're all part of His family, every single one of us, and He loves us all, and He wants us to love one another.